Sure, Jason. That's John. Checking 1, 2, 3. Raccoons against the Pirates tonight.
Game 9, season coming to a crashing end, but beautiful.
Week 9 of the high school football season. Plenty to play for, especially here tonight in Pewaukee. The Pewaukee Pirates taking on Oconomowoc from the Classic 8 Conference. Hello again, everyone. Along with Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you from Pewaukee High School. Plenty at stake here tonight. Oconomowoc looking to improve their stake and seeding in the state tournament next week. Meanwhile, Pewaukee trying to claw their way back into playoff position.
And Pewaukee's in the position they have to win tonight to make it into the playoffs. Oconomowoc in there, I think, like you say, they want to strengthen their position for a #1 seed.
For these two teams, it's a new beginning, I guess you could say, for Pewaukee coming into this conference, a new rivalry. And just imagine if you're the newest team in the league and your first 4 games are against top 5 ranked teams.
Right, and everybody says how well Pewaukee has played. They've tried to meet this challenge head on.
I guess tonight we'll be looking at a couple of things here. The big offensive front for Oconomowoc, but then hopefully, if you're a Pirate fan for Pewaukee, trying to find that home run play.
Right, and they've got the quarterback who can make that happen, so we'll see how it plays out.
Let's take a look at the players we're going to keep an eye on for you tonight. We'll start first for Oconomowoc.
Well, you don't have to look to find Emmett Bork. He's 6'6", 245, headed to Michigan State, a tight end, not only catches, but blocks well.
Great running attack as well.
Alex Serapin, leading rusher for the Oconomowoc Cooney, and really is a fine all-around back.
Let's talk defense for Oconomowoc.
Sebastian Briggs is a returning all-conference player, has 3 interceptions on the season, and Tony Malas at the defensive end really creates some havoc.
For the Pewaukee Pirates, their quarterback, Owen Doberstein.
Right, first-team all-conference performer a year ago, throws the ball very well, excellent baseball player.
And when he's not throwing the ball, he's handing it off to Omar Sherrington.
Omar is their leading ground gainer, had a big game last week against Kettle Moraine.
Not to be outdone, Cousin Drew on defense.
Two-way player, one of the leading tacklers on the team. And Jackson Service, the linebacker, last year player of the year in that Parkland Conference on defense.
So far, 12 of the teams that we've aired on our games this year have made the playoffs. Could we see another one here tonight? We'll find out as Pewaukee hosts Oconomowoc, Week 9 of Friday Night Rivals on My 24. The Super Hunter Moon looking down on Pewaukee tonight as we get set for Week 9 of our Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys. A packed house here in Pewaukee as we get set for a big Classic 8 matchup. Right now we're going to have our national anthem tonight.
For the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Pewaukee High School Band.
Pewaukee Band with our national anthem tonight as we get set for this contest. We had our coin toss before the game tonight. And our coin toss this year brought to you by the United States Army. Be all you can be.
And ask you to call it. Because heads, that's the snake. He's going to flip it. He's a professional flipper. Ready? Okay, heads. Heads it is. You won the toss. He's like that.
So our coin toss tonight going to Oconomowoc. They win the toss. They have deferred, so Pewaukee will get our football to start this ball game here tonight. Again, the United States Army, our coin toss ceremony, be all you can be.
Well, we've been alerted to the fact that Oconomowoc's kickoff artist, Mr. Jackson Taylor, 36 of 39 have been touchbacks this year on his kickoffs. So we were treated to a great kicking performance last week, expecting more of the same.
Oconomowoc in the white, Pewaukee in the black tonight. Back deep, Caleb Cady and Benji Weiss. Weiss, a freshman on the return. There's Sal Logie, the head football coach at Oconomowoc.
Another beautiful night. We've been blessed this season, all 9 games. We've had excellent weather.
Don't curse it.
I know, yeah. That storm comes out of nowhere.
You got it. There's Caleb Cady, the senior, back deep to receive. And week 9 in our Liuna Local 113 kickoff will sail into the end zone. Make that 37 of 40 touchback. So from the 20-yard line, let's take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by the Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council, building communities and careers. And here's your offense for Pewaukee tonight.
Yeah, Doberstein was the all-conference quarterback a year ago when Pewaukee was playing in the Parkland Conference.
Great running back in Omar Sherrington. Sherrington only carried the ball 5 times last week, but 2 of them went for touchdowns.
Important game that they emerged with a victory over Kettle Moraine.
Sherrington, the lone back. Double wing. Justin Frisky, the head coach, also the offensive coordinator for the Pirates. It'll be a toss sweep here to the near side. Nothing there. It'll be a loss of about 2. Drew Doberstein with the carry. Tyson Jacks, the defensive lineman, there to make the stop. It'll be a loss of 2. Second down and 12. There's the look at the Oconomowoc defense tonight. And Milas on that defensive line with 58 tackles. Parker Schreindel, the honorable mention all-conference at inside linebacker. And then their leading tackler in the backfield, defensive secondary, Santino Canigliaro. Doberstein going to pass. Tosses it to Sherrington, and he's not going to get there. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Tatum Blaine right there, the senior. 54 tackles on the year. Able to make the stop.
Oconomowoc plays a 4-2-5 defense so that they've got that backfield coverage on the whole field, trying to funnel everything inside. 4-man front.
Loss of 1 brings up 3rd and 13. Royce Burr here to the near side. Doberstein looks to pass. They pick up the blitz. Dumps it out, completes the pass across the 25. Drew Doberstein with the catch. Marcus Dudek with the stop short of the first down. It'll be about a couple yards shy as we get another look.
Doberstein, a very good baseball player as well, and on the season he's 104 for 152, 963 yards and 4 touchdowns.
They will punt this one away. Caden Uphold will get an end-over-end kick. He'll take it his own 38. Trying to get back, and he's not going to find any room whatsoever. Tommy Yeager on special teams getting down to make the play for the Pirates.
We mentioned Oconomowoc does a 4-2-5. I've listed the defense for Pewaukee as a hybrid because they've taken elements of a 3-4 parts of a 4-2-5, kind of intermingled them. You're going to see a variety of looks across their defensive front.
They'll go with 4 receivers and a single back. Austin Munzel, quarterback for Oconomowoc, a sophomore, I should say, 6'2", 180. Swing it out, completes the pass far side. Emmett Bork makes the catch across the 42-yard line, brought down by Brendan Seltzer and Mason Strussel. There's the look of the defense, and brought to you by the Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council. Very good defense getting into this conference, and you have to have a good defense to play with the big teams in this league. 2nd and 6, just across the 41-yard line. Little read option, they'll swing it back out near side. Catch made, Cronenberg. Andrew Cronenberg will get the first down. See where they mark him out. Right at the first down sticks. Chased out of there by Mason Strussel.
He avoided that first defender, able to get upfield for that first down.
Almost a face smash there. Got that hand up. That's our first down of the night. Our first downs brought to you by Best Electric Service. Best Electric Service, connect with the best. From the 47, they'll roll Menzel out. Completes the pass again to Andrew Cronenberg. Cronenberg with 27 receptions on the year, brought down by Brady Pearson.
Well, Munzel, the sophomore, came in partway through the season. Andrew Merrick had, been doing a fine job, but they thought that Austin gave him a little bit more of a passing game. He's throwing well this year, 920 yards for Munzel.
Serapin, the lone back in the backfield. 2nd and 5. Again, Cronenberg, but read well defensively. Mason Strussel right there, along with Braden Seltzer. You lost back to the 49-yard line as we get another look.
Came up and filled very fast, fought off the block, made that tackle, set up his teammate to come in, Braden Seltzer.
Let's head downstairs to our first visit tonight with Mike McGivern.
So guys on the offensive side, offensive line coach here in Pewaukee, they're making a little adjustment on the front 5 there. Said Oconomowoc, one of their ends a little bit quicker than they thought, so you're going to see a couple of changes, I think, on that offensive line as far as how they're going to seal that.
Delay handoff. Serapin wrapped up at midfield. First one there, Brody Dorton, the junior inside linebacker, read that play well, stayed home. 4th down.
A very important stop here by Pewaukee right off the bat. You didn't want to let Oconomowoc establish some momentum.
Braden Seltzer, punt returner for Pewaukee, inside his own 20. Taylor does the punting and place kicking, gets this one off. From inside the 15 and ushered to the sideline at the 14-yard line. Caden Oppold getting down there for Oconomowoc. Just over 7 minutes to go here in the first. Once again, here's Mike.
Hey guys, I'm here with Bruce and Fran from Best Electric. Bruce, I want to just talk to you a little bit about business and again, holiday season, you guys have got to get really busy. People have to be safe out there.
Well, we want people to be safe. We'll help you with anything you have at your home. No job too small for us. We're always happy to help families. We have a great family at Best Electric, so please help us out also.
You know, you kicked your coverage a bit, right? Fran, you got to be so proud of your husband and your son at Best Electric. They give back so much to our community. It's a great company.
Yes, I'm very proud of my husband and our son. I mean, not only because they work extremely hard, but because they're just good guys. They're always, giving back, like you said, to the community, and, they take really good care of their customers. So if you need any electrical work, you got to connect with the best.
Hey, for somebody who did not want to do this, and I had to literally twist her arm, You did great. Hey, thank you so much for being part of this, guys. Back to you, boys.
We thank Bruce and the folks at Best Electric Service. Had them over at the house the other day. Ben came over, worked on a few things for us. Couldn't have been any happier with what they did. I'll tell you what, Ben was a genius at what he came up with to help us out.
Now, we're fortunate to have so many advertisers that are just representing fantastic companies.
2nd and 10 on that throwaway by Doberstein. They'll try and run it. Sherrington trying to get to the edge and can't get there. Parker Schreindel, I should say, the inside linebacker, there to make the stop.
Well, Mike mentioned that they were trying to make some adjustments in their blocking schemes. One of the kind of odd little things that's worked out this year for Pewaukee, most of their skilled players are seniors. The offensive line is very young. Got some sophomores in there, a couple of juniors.
Loss of 4, 3rd and 14. Doberstein launches it downfield, looking for Sherrington, and it's poked away, incomplete. Looked like Marcus Dudek may have gotten a hand on it that time to knock it away. Brings up 4th down. Another look. Yep. High pointed that beautifully to knock it away from Sherrington. Sweattick will punt from his own end zone. It's a short punt that will drift to the near sideline and get out of bounds somewhere around the 45. We'll see where it landed out. Be good field position for Oconomowoc right at the 45-yard line. Second possession for the Raccoons tonight. Coming with a record of 6-1 in the conference. Sideline warning given to the Pewaukee bench. Too many players up above that white line.
Now the sideline official trying to get downfield to cover that punt was impeded by the team on the sideline.
So Oconomowoc basically picking up where they left off on their first drive, right around midfield, this time starting at the Pewaukee 45-yard line. Alex Serapin, the junior running back. Rushed for over 740 yards this season. Brought down by Ben Castro.
Well, for the season, Oconomowoc's averaging over 5 yards a carry from their backs. Serapin and Drew Neverman.
Yeah, Serapin, this junior, and Neverman, the senior, make that running tandem, and then has made this work for Oconomowoc. Serapin again diving forward. Should have a first down. Brought down by Braden Seltzer.
You go across that front for Oconomowoc. Left tackle's 270, the left guard 280, center 260, right guard 265, right tackle 305. And size advantage over the Pirates for sure.
And you throw that Bork, the tight end, at times blocking 6'6", 245 as a scholarship offer to Michigan State. They'll dump it out to Bork, right on cue. And Bork takes it down to the 25-yard line. Caleb Cady there along with Brady Pearson. Keep moving the chains here on this drive.
Through the season, Munzel's really distributed the ball well to a variety of receivers. But it's nice to have that big guy that you can go to.
Gain of 11. There you get a good shot at the sophomore Munzel. Again, Serapin, not much running room there at all. Busting through. Brody Dorton, also Service was in there to kind of bust that play up.
Last year, Service, if you can imagine this, was in on 121 tackles. So far this season, he came into the game with 81, being in on 81.
He's had an off year.
Well, he was player of the year last year on defense in the Parkland Conference.
Yeah, he is a machine. He just keeps going. Mike Lecker couldn't say enough good things about the young man when we were at practice here the other day.
But another one of those 5-6 guys going both ways for Pewaukee.
No gains, 2nd and 10. Play fake, they'll roll Munzel. Throwing on the run, looking for Bork. Makes the grab. No, he dropped it incomplete. As he hit the turf, he lost control of the ball. Strussel and Drew Doberstein were out there in coverage. We'll get another look. He had it, and then as he went to the ground.
Watching him at practice the other night, he catches well, and you can see why Michigan State would look at him and say, all right, here's a young man. Right away, we'll probably put 20 pounds on him. Great blocker to have on the edge, and unbelievable.
Game we're keeping an eye on as well. Marquette playing Mukwanago in the crossover between the two conferences. That game tied at 7. Munzel going to go down back at the 34-yard line. Jackson Service and Chase Lewis have a quarterback meeting.
Now they sent a blitz that time. They've got to find some ways to disrupt Munzel's passing.
Great job fighting through the chip block that time and forcing a 4th and long here.
I think Oconomowoc has said we've handled their offense so far, so we're willing to go for it. A little too far for a field goal, perhaps. So.
And we'll get a stoppage of play here. The Raccoons will take a timeout. We'll step out as well. 3:13 to go here in a scoreless first quarter from Pewaukee High School. The Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys. Well, tomorrow, My24 Sports brings you an exciting day of special presentations. The brackets will be made during the WIAA Football Reveal Show at 10. And then the Milwaukee Admirals rumble with the Rockford Ice Hogs at 6 o'clock, all live right here on My24. Oconomowoc taking the timeout on 4th down. They'll go 3 receivers to the right side. Single receiver here to the near side. Empty the backfield, quads right. Munzel stepping up, going to go for the home run. And it is caught but out of bounds. Cashton Allen making the catch, but he was out of bounds. Mason Strussel was there defensively for Pewaukee. So the Pirates get the ball back. Here's another look.
Coverage forced him to the outside, plus the ball was slightly overthrown. Now this is a time where we've got to see if the Pewaukee offense can come alive you know, one of the keys for them for the game was controlling the clock, and so far they haven't been able to sustain a drive. See if they've made some adjustments.
Sherrington off the left hip of Doberstein, and Doberstein will keep it. He will run it out to about the 35-yard line, just across the 35. Look like Milas and Holtzman were both there for Oconomowoc.
As the season's progressed, Doberstein has started to carry the ball a little bit more each week. So they're not just trying to rely on either Sherrington or Jackson Service.
Yeah, he's rushed for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns so far. 2nd and 8. They'll swing it out of the backfield. Great job out there on the edge. Look like Sebi Briggs out there, the second team all-conference corner, able to make the stop. Nice job.
Needed to get that block from the other wide receiver, and Sebi, as he likes to be called, has already got 3 interceptions on the year.
Yeah, we double-checked on that one, didn't we? We asked a couple of times. We wanted to make sure he wanted to go by Sebi.
His face lit up and said, no, I like Sebi.
Along the 50-yard line.
Well, 3rd and 8 now for the Pirates from their own 35-yard line.
I'll be interesting to see if the Doberstein, their cousins, could, if Owen can hook up with his cousin Drew.
Sherrington, the single back. They'll go over the middle, complete the pass, as you called it. Drew Doberstein with the reception. Ben Holtzman with the tackle, short of the first down, near the 40-yard line. And the punting unit coming on for the Pirates. Each week we're going to highlight a hit of the game. That's brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. Great to have them on board, and good luck to the Admirals as they start their home schedule tomorrow right here on My 24. Caden Oppold, nowhere to go on that high spiraling punt. Benji Weiss there. Make the play defensively. So minute 7 to go here in a scoreless first quarter. And let's head downstairs to Mike.
So, guys, when I listen to their offensive line coach, right now there's 3 or 4 guys. That's it, because all these guys in Pewaukee, it seems like are going both ways, but they're not happy with their pad level. They said, guys, we cannot push them off the ball if our pad level, we're standing straight up. So they're talking really about pad level, and they're talking about making sure their running back knows where the blitz is coming from. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you. Run it up the left side.
Alex Serapin, the ball carrier.
Serapin getting the lion's share of the carries here in the early going. Jack Tabbert, defensive lineman, there to make the tackle, but a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. And
second down.
Oconomowoc trying to stay ahead of the chains here to open up that playbook just a little bit.
Well, offensive coordinator Jason Fiacco has, a number of different weapons he can employ here. And Munzel has been very adept at getting the ball.
Again, they'll run it. Serapin cuts back across the 35 out to the 39-yard line. It'll be good for another first down. Braden Seltzer in on the stop. That's his 4th stop so far tonight. Clock stopped to reset the chains. Best Electric Service, first down. See if Oconomowoc gets the play off here. They will snap it. Serapin coming around the right side with a huge hole out to the 49-yard line. Gain of 10, and that will set up our second quarter when we come back. A scoreless first quarter here at Pewaukee. It's Pewaukee and Oconomowoc on Friday Night Rivals on My 24.
Facebook and Twitter. For all of your residential and commercial work, connect with the best electric service. Begin your quest to earn a college degree. Bryant and Stratton College, built different for you. Visit their booth to learn more. Russ Darrow Automotive Group is helping My24 Sports put a spotlight on special student athletes who go above and beyond both in the classroom and on the field of play. Congratulations to Oconomowoc's Kickel Kratzer and Pewaukee's own Drew Doberstein. They are now in the running to receive part of $5,000 in scholarship funds provided by our partners at Russ Darrow Automotive Group. Discover the Darrow difference.
Fans, the Pirates would like to thank Stenny's and Curly's for providing teams post-game meals. Stenny's provided the meal following Monday's varsity reserve game. Curly's providing the meal tonight. We thank you so much.
Second quarter here in Pewaukee with Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly. John Weiser with you. That been along for these 9 weeks of high school football here on My24. Been a lot of fun, met a lot of great people and coaches, and another outstanding game here tonight. Serapin just couldn't get any traction there. Good job by the Pirate defense to bottle them up behind the line of scrimmage.
One of the things Pewaukee's done as an adjustment, they've already got some guys playing both ways, but they've taken Tucker Thieneman, their left tackle, 6'4", 292 pounds, who got an offer this past week as a junior from Ole Miss. And they've inserted him on the defensive line, trying to plug some of those holes.
2nd and 9 from midfield. Fake it, they'll swing it out here, complete the pass to Cronenberg. Good job there by both Strussel and Seltzer.
Seltzer on the tackle. 3rd down.
I've got the feeling this is 4-down territory for Oconomowoc. Their defense, which has been stingy all year, I think they've got a lot of confidence in that, so they're willing to take some risk.
On the other side, if you're Pewaukee, the longer you're hanging around here, you got to be feeling, you got through that first quarter without giving anything up. You made a stop on 4th down.
Just got to find a way to sustain some drives.
3rd and 4 here for the Raccoons at the Pirate 45-yard line. Serapin trying to get the edge, not going to get there. Great job, Jackson Service chasing him down. Strussel with the cleanup.
Jackson Service made the tackle.
That's his
4th down.
10th tackle for a loss this year. You could see Serapin use that track speed, trying to get to the outside, but Pewaukee's defense matched him.
Jackson Taylor setting up to punt for Oconomowoc.
Taylor will come on to punt. Braden Seltzer inside the 15-yard line.
I think that loss deterred them from trying to go for it.
Angles this one toward the far sideline. Bounces out of bounds inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 6. 41-yard punt. Nicely done, putting it into that fabled coffin corner.
That's a lost art nowadays. That used to be something that folks really worked on, and hasn't been the case recently.
Growing up, the Ray Guy was the man. Let's head down to Mike.
Hey, guys, you were talking about, listen, first quarter, all good for Pewaukee. Exactly what they're talking about over here. It's like they're cutting it into 4 pieces, right? First quarter, we're fine. Now we got offensively got to get something going, but having you guys talk a little bit about taking this in small pieces, so far they feel pretty good on this Pewaukee sidelines, boys. Back to you.
Get to that in a minute, a little side story with that. Doberstein in trouble in the end zone, and he'll be sacked. Did he get out of the end zone? He did.
Owen Doberstein brought
right at the 1-yard line. No, when we were at practice this week, that's exactly what Justin Frisky was preaching. He was trying to break the game down into 4 or 5 minute segments.
He knows in terms of depth, they're at a disadvantage. So they're trying to say, okay, we have to do what we do and do it well.
Tony Milas that time doing it well. It's his 3rd sack of the season. Nearly a safety. That ball just across inside the 1.
Yeah, Oconomowoc's defensive front is nowhere near as big as their offensive line. And they've got heaviest guy is Milas at 230, but everybody else is 210 or so, and they can move very well. They set their linebackers up to find those seams.
Sherrington. Nice run. Short of the 10. Gets some of that yardage back, makes it a 3rd and manageable. Marcus Dudek again in there on the stop for Oconomowoc.
Definitely the longest run I think they've had tonight.
Got to tuck that football in, though.
Right.
Waving that ball around. Mason Strussel will bring the play in from the sideline. 3rd and 7 from their own 9. Timeout taken here.
Timeout, Oconomowoc. That is their first charge timeout of the first half.
Ron Quirk is our referee tonight.
That is their second charge.
Seen him a couple times this
We've had him
season.
2 or 3 times this year. Great crew. Good to see them out here tonight. That going back to what we were talking about, Justin Frisky was very adamant about breaking the game down for these kids in 5 or 6 minute increments and saying, if we win that one, let's build on it. We win on that one, continue to build on it.
He was effusive in his praise for the guys on the team this year and how they've been put in a rather awkward position, but they've responded and they've played so hard all year.
Let's head down to Mike.
Hey guys, again, I'm here with Chris Oleg. Laguna Laborers Local 113. Thank you so much for being part of this thing all year. Really appreciate it.
It's been a great year. We've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed everything that 24's put together with us, and look forward to seeing a lot of the youth that are out here come down, check us out at the local. Go to 113.org, Laguna113.org, and come visit us. We still have plenty of job opportunities out there, sewer and water, construction, building trades, highways. It's all going. It's going to keep going for many years to come.
Hey, the boys at Pewaukee want to know if you have any eligibility left wearing this jersey. They put some pads on you, boy.
I don't think I need pads anymore.
No, I don't think so either. Really appreciate your sponsorship. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Blaine able to make the stop here, bringing up 4th down. Pewaukee just has not been able to get anything going offensively so far tonight.
And all year long, the Oconomowoc defense has been stingy. When you look at how they've played this year, they're averaging giving up only about 7 points a game.
Low kick that will bounce midfield. Takes a pirate roll. Going to be picked up. And stepping out of bounds with his Caden Oppold. Well, that was a dangerous looking play there. This season, closed captioning brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
It's one of those punts where coach saying, no, and then all of a sudden he almost skirted away, and then you start to say, oh, maybe okay, but set up with ideal field position here.
Well, they've had good field position all game long, but the Pirates have come up with big plays on the late downs. Serapin in the backfield to the right of the quarterback, Munzel. He will get it up the middle with a hole. Serapin cutting back inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. 21-yard pickup, Caleb Cady there on the stop.
First down, Oconomowoc.
That time they got a nice pull, 71. Mason Walter, an honorable mention all-conference performer a year ago. Kick out block and set that up for Serapin.
Deepest penetration here in the ball game for Oconomowoc. Again, Serapin trying to get to the edge. Knocked out of bounds near the 20-yard line, chased out by Service and Strussel once again.
Serapin, 5'10", 195-pound junior. Good wheels. You can see him get to that edge.
Reach the red zone. Each time a team gets inside the opponent's 20, they enter the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. Bryant and Stratton College, built different for you. Munzel wants to put it up. Back corner. And touchdown, Oconomowoc. Late signal. Cole Schwefel able to haul it in the split end for Oconomowoc. Got up above Strussel that time and took it in.
You can see Munzel just drop that in, like dropping it into a bucket.
Not only 1 foot, but got both feet in that time. Excellent play. Taylor for the extra point is good. And Oconomowoc strikes first. Up 7-0. One more look at the touchdown pass. 6th touchdown reception for Schwefel this year. For Munzel, that is his 10th touchdown pass.
And we mentioned the change that they made at quarterback because they saw Austin Munzel in terms of his arm.
Again, all this season, our touchdowns are being brought to you by Steam Fitters 601. Steam Fitters Local 601. Your future starts now. There's your scoring summary, brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves. 44-yard, 3-play drive. Capped off by the Munzel to Schwefel connection.
Well, Pewaukee now has to come up with, what's our plan going to be? How are we going to sustain a drive? They ran a little counter play down near the goal line, and they got a little bit of yardage, but they have to find enough ways to try to offset that speed that's on the Oconomowoc defense.
Our Liuna Local 113 kickoff by Jackson Taylor. And this will be returned. Across the 15 and stopped short there. Caleb Cady brought down by Malachi Spencer.
Malachi Spencer with the tackle.
Well, the last couple weeks for Pewaukee, they've kind of had those big splash plays. The 55-yard touchdown run last week. They had a 25-yard touchdown pass. See if they got something big coming up here.
Right. Well, head coach Sal Logie, also the defensive coordinator, has been very happy with how his defense has performed this year.
That was his mantra at practice this week, was to control and contain the big play capability. Sherrington nowhere to go.
Sherrington, the ball carrier.
Wrapped up immediately by Malachi Spencer.
Malachi Spencer with the tackle.
Defensive lineman.
Second down.
Yeah, he was an honorable mention all-conference performer last year as well. And that front three, which there's always an outside backer who comes up to give him that four-man front, is so mobile and they move so well that it's really presenting a lot of problems for the Pewaukee offensive line.
Again, Sherrington in the backfield. 2-receiver look to the near side. Now they break it off. Oberstein gets it out across the 30 to the 35-yard line. One more look. Samaji Petzold. Caden Oppold finally got him to the turf.
Yeah, one of their defensive starters. You know, they're trying to, you know, since they've got so many guys going both ways, trying to find a way to be able to get something.
We had a penalty here, I think.
Pass interference. 66 of the offense. 5 yards downfield blocking. Half the distance to the goal. Remains second down.
Matt Leffler, the right guard, getting downfield that time, but
I'm surprised they called it as offensive interference rather than just an ineligible man downfield.
unless he was the pulling guard and pulled himself right into a cornerback. So a half the distance penalty will spot it at the 11. 2nd and 20. And we will take a break here on a timeout taken by Pewaukee. 5:26 to go in the first half, 7-0 Oconomowoc. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys.
Investigations of new editions, Crime Expose, and True Crime News this fall. Weekdays deliver tantalizing tales starting at 9 a.m. on Milwaukee's My 24. Feel the power of the Wisconsin Laborers District Council. Kick off your career with Liuna Local 113. Uncover your passions as you gain practical experience and marketable skills at Carthage College. It's your turn to make waves. Find your place among the keepers of the craft with Steam Fitters Local 601. Your future starts now. Visit their booths now through halftime to learn more.
The team from NFL Network's Good Morning Football is huddling up to bring you special guests, the latest from around the league, and a whole lot of fun with GMFB Overtime. Weekday mornings from 10 to noon on CW 18. Second and 20 following the Pirate timeout.
2nd and 20 from the 9.
Pass tipped at the line of scrimmage that time.
Dilberstein's pass incomplete. It's 3rd down.
Might have been Tyson Jacks that got in there to knock that ball down, the sophomore. Another look. Certainly was. 5'11", 205-pound sophomore.
Once again, one of those smaller, quicker defensive linemen for Oconomowoc.
This Oconomowoc defense just clamping down. Just smothered the Pirates here through this first half and trying to find something. Sherrington got a block out to about the 18-yard line.
On the carry.
Good run. They've had some success with that play. Tatum Blaine able to make the stop that has worked here the last couple of times they've run it.
Yeah, that penalty on that pass play, you know, put them back behind the chains.
Whittick will punt this one away. And again, we'll hit the turf. Oppold picks it up across midfield and wrapped up immediately at the 47-yard line. Nice job by Brady Pearson. Well, the key here now for the Pirates, keep Oconomowoc out of the end zone here late in this second quarter. They don't want to go down 2 scores heading into the locker room here.
You know, one of the things that Coach Frisky said, they appreciated being on TV, that extra timeout helps his players, so many of them who are going both ways.
Munzel gives to Serapin, picks his way up the middle, down to the 40-yard line, gain of about 5. Jackson's service right there again to make the stop.
Second down.
Again, we're keeping an eye on that crossover matchup between Marquette and McWanago. Marquette now up 24-14. And we never did get any clarity on whether or not that's going to count for a Greater Metro Conference share of a title if they do get that win. Munzel throwing on the run, coming back for it, and making the reception here on the near sideline is Cole Schwefel. Brady Pearson in coverage. Let's take a look. He made the catch, but there was a penalty on the play.
Previous spot. Repeat second down.
I thought I had seen him throw his flag, but then I couldn't spot the flag on the grass. It kind of blended right in on the...
It was right on that soccer yellow line is exactly where it was, yes. So it was a holding call here. We'll negate that. Nice catch by Schwefel, who has a touchdown reception already tonight. So 10-yard penalty sets up a 2nd and 15 from midfield. Munzel again puts it up. Completes again to Schwefel, but he's wrapped up immediately after making the catch. Caleb Cady.
Well, Cady is a wrestler for Pewaukee. Excellent wrestling program there. Did a nice double leg takedown tackle on that. Also a very fine student, 3.9 GPA, and he's studied well what the Oconomowoc offense was going to do.
Got 6 back, so it'll be 3rd and 9. Send Cronenberg and Bork here to the near side.
3rd and 9.
Cronenberg now will split wide. Now another timeout, the final timeout taken here by Oconomowoc.
Well, Sal Logie saw that they were only going to rush 2 men on defensively and drop 9.
That is their 3rd and final timeout of the first half.
So they've used up all 3 timeouts as we head downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, on this Pewaukee sideline, I think offensively they're thinking about maybe opening it up just a little bit more. Got to get that quarterback a little bit more time, making sure their pad levels at the line are low. But I think you're going to see them open it up just a little bit more here real soon. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Here's a look at head coach Justin Frisky, a Loras College graduate. Love those D3 guys.
Well, Frisky's done an excellent job here, a state championship a couple years ago, and he's joined his partner, Mike Lecker, the defensive coordinator, 57th year of coaching high school football. Hall of Fame inductee.
We'll have a performance by the Pewaukee dance team.
Yeah, Mike Lecker is one of those guys that you'd like to sit down. You could talk football all day. 3rd and 9 here for Oconomowoc from the Pewaukee 44. Munzel puts it up. Ball in the air. It's going to be intercepted. Braden Seltzer with the pick across the 15. Cashton Allen finally got him to the turf, and a big turnover here by Oconomowoc. Maybe this is the spark the Pirates were looking for.
They got a little bit of pressure on Munzel that time right at the end. He was just getting set to throw, and you can see the hand go up in his face.
Seltzer like playing center field just like baseball. Just waited for that ball to land. Comes away with the takeaway. So 2:44 to go. Pewaukee will take over on their own 19-yard line. Now we'll see how true that is if they open it up just a little bit here.
1st and 10 for the Pirates from the 19.
Sherrington will be in the backfield. Drew Doberstein split out to the right side, now comes in motion. Going to go downfield into double coverage. Almost a circus catch there as Royce Burr, the split end, tried to get a hand on it. Caden Oppold along with Marshall Wallace providing the double coverage. Little more air under that, perhaps. Get the Sal Lugie to think about, something to think about here. Opening it up just a little bit. 2nd and 10. This time it's Owen Doberstein. Again, he hasn't run all that much here tonight. Jax was there on the stop.
3rd down.
The thing about having Doberstein carry the ball is you're able to use that halfback as your lead blocker, get that extra hit at the point of attack.
Gain of 7 sets up a 3rd and 3.
Third and 3 from the 26.
Doberstein split to the right, Burr here to the near side. Sherrington waiting for a block that never came. Penalty marker thrown.
Sherrington on the carry.
Side judge here throwing that one.
Parker Schreindel made the
Well,
tackle.
you got 6 Oconomowoc defenders right at that ball carrier. Flow extremely well. You know, the only team to have scored more than 2 touchdowns on them all year was McWanago. Coach Logie pointed out that they set up a couple of those as short touchdowns. So stingy defense.
Holding offense number 52. That penalty will be declined. Result of the play is 4th down.
So they will bring up 4th down. The ball spotted at the 25. Clock will wind. Again, Oconomowoc out of timeout, so Pewaukee just going to take time off the clock here and then discuss what they want to do here on 4th and 4. Well, we talked about it in the opening tonight about teams that we have covered this year. I think 13 are in for sure, and a couple have a chance tonight. Hartford sitting on the bubble out there. Greenfield on the bubble. We saw them against Greendale. Kettle Moraine sitting on the bubble. Pewaukee tonight on the bubble.
You know, they say that all the realignments and things they've done aren't for the playoffs. Well, nobody who's got a brain believes that. It's all about getting into the playoffs. And so you take Pewaukee with 870 students, put them into the Classic 8, where most schools are double their population. The closest is Waukesha West with about 340 more kids, and it's crazy. And we mentioned the Marquette McWanago game because you have 2 7-team conferences doing crossover. There's no reason why those 2 teams that are good teams have to be playing each other right before the end of the season. You're already trying to play well within your conference. There's a simple solution we'll talk about later on.
Yep. You and I have had this discussion every week. We'll talk more about it. On the punt here, nobody back for Oconomowoc. Takes a favorable Pirate roll inside the 20-yard line, dead at the 18.
Well, maybe we can mention that simple solution right now. If you eliminate one non-conference game, and then your 9th game of the season is the first round of the playoffs, and everybody goes in, and then after that week, you're down to that number that you're trying to get to when they have announced the people tomorrow.
Yep.
It would just make so much sense. We could maybe not have to have so many of these crazy, convoluted conferences put together.
Plus, it would alleviate the headache of Travis Wilson trying to track all
Right.
this. If you've read the WIS Sports network online and his great work that he does.
Imagine how well Pewaukee would be doing in D3.
Wendy's halftime report coming up. We'll highlight this week's Russ Darrow Automotive Group Scholar Athlete nominees, meet a few of our sponsors, and take a look at first half highlights. It's coming up on the Wendy's halftime report. Pass incomplete, overthrown.
It's second down.
Looking for Cashton Allen. Caleb Cady out there in coverage.
Well, Oconomowoc's offense was going to be aggressive, with only a minute to play and no timeouts. It didn't matter to them. They're still going to try to go down and get another score.
They'll spread them out. Two receivers to the left, single receiver right. And this is Serapin trying to get the edge left side. Fights his way forward across the 25, short of the first down and stayed in bounds. Mason Strussel there, another tackle, 7 in this first half for Strussel.
Third down.
Clock continues to roll. Again, Oconomowoc out of timeouts. Third and 2 from the 26. Serapin did not get there.
Serapin on the carry.
Officials will stop here.
I think Pewaukee has called a timeout.
Timeout, Pewaukee.
They have.
That is their third and final.
You bring up 4th and 1.
Ben Castro
Will at least
makes
force
the
a
tackle.
punt.
It's fourth down.
At least that's what Justin Frisky's looking for here. No, you and I have had that conversation all year long about, eliminate that one non-conference game, play an 8-game schedule. Then you wouldn't have this crossover with some of these 7-team conferences, or the big conference versus the little conference crossover matchups.
And the WIAA does have a difficult task
Yes.
at hand, but I think sometimes you have to realize some of the complaints that are made. It goes against what should be happening to make this a wonderful experience for kids.
Well, and we talk about Pewaukee would be an excellent Division III team. I mean, battle tested each and every week out of this conference. It'd be a shame if they did not make it in at 3 and 4, again because of a down the line tiebreaker. Taylor gets the kick away from the 36. On the field that time.
Braden
Seltzer.
on return. Sebastian
Leaves it
Briggs made the
8.3 seconds left. Nicholas Kratzer getting down on special
First
teams
down,
for
Milwaukee.
Oconomowoc.
Well, Owen Doberstein, I think, is going to show us his arm. He and his cousin Drew, both baseball players, and their fathers are the co-head coaches of the Pewaukee baseball team.
Yeah, Mark and Adam run that baseball program here at Pewaukee. We'll see what the Pirates draw up here. 8 seconds to go.
10 from the 44.
From their own 44-yard line. They'll line up 3 receivers here to the near side.
8 men bit deep for.
They'll come back short. Drew Doberstein with the reception. Ducks out of bounds with 2 seconds left. Ben Holtzman there. Make sure he got to the boundary. Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. And again, the Oconomowoc will drop 8. Bunch trips to the left, to the right side, I should say. And nowhere to go for Owen Doberstein. Brought down by Tony Milas, his 2nd sack tonight. And that will end our first half. Oconomowoc getting on the board, the only score of this game so far. Schweifel's touchdown reception. 7-0 Oconomowoc. Stay tuned, the Wendy's halftime report is next, right here on My 24.
Stand by for a quick test of the sound system. All right, fans, it is time now for your halftime entertainment. The Pewaukee dance team will be dancing to the senior night routine, The Last Dance. This routine was choreographed by seniors Kaylee Coonley, Ashley Pudwell, Autumn Jong, and Sophia Schwanke. After the performance, we'll recognize our 4 seniors. The dance team is coached by Val Chakowski and Lisa Girdman. Good luck, ladies. Your music is on.
Welcome into our Wendy's halftime report. Here on My 24, 7-0 Oconomowoc on top of Pewaukee. Tonight we'd like to highlight our Scholar Athlete nominees, which is brought to you by the Russ Darrow Automotive Group. From Oconomowoc High School, our nominee is Nickel Kratzer. Nickel competes in football and Legion baseball and carries a 4.6 GPA. He participates in DECA and was part of the team taking first place at state this year and went on to compete at nationals. He is an international baccalaureate member and leader in the Spanish Honor Society. Nickel is a member of the Athletic Leadership Council and has served over 200 hours of volunteer work, including bringing Christmas to those in need, and led College Career and Life Ready Day at Journey 21, helping adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. From Pewaukee High School, our nominee is Drew Doberstein. Drew competes in football and baseball, carries a 4.205 GPA, ranked 7th in his class. He was selected second team All-Conference in 2023, first team All-Conference in 2024 in baseball. Drew volunteers at church in the nursery and kids programs on Sunday, as well as refereeing Upward Youth Basketball. Athletic Director Jeff Behrens says Drew is a great student, a leader, and athlete for Pewaukee. He will play baseball after high school at Evangel University in Missouri. Congratulations to this week's Scholar Athlete nominees. Our weekly nominees will be in the running to receive a $5,000 scholarship brought to you by the great folks at the Russ Darrow Automotive Group. Discover the Darrow difference. Downstairs we go, Mike McGivern.
Guys, I'm here with Mark Underwood from Milwaukee Window Guys. Hey, I love the fact that you said, look, people can, if they get in now, can still kind of beat that February cold.
Yeah, you're about a week away before, because right now we can get them in maybe into December, but you're starting to push into January now. So before February comes, yes.
Hey, Mark, a couple weeks ago I had the privilege of interviewing Leroy Butler, a spokesperson for your company. Still going on with that? If they go online and they use LEAP, they get a little discount?
That's right. You just call me or call Russ. Let us know you heard the word LEAP from Leroy Butler. It's 20% off, which is an exclusive for you guys. Yep.
Hey, last question. When people do call you, and still this year, there's a warranty on your product like no other.
Yeah, so we give a lifetime warranty on parts, which most companies have good warranties on their parts. It's the labor side of this. We give a lifetime warranty on labor, and it's transferable to the next owner. So it's a selling point as well.
Mark, we really appreciate you being part of this thing, and hopefully you'll be back next year. All right, it's good to see you, Mark. Thanks. Back to you, boys.
Mark, thank you, and thanks to Milwaukee Window Guys for picking up part of our title sponsorship this year on Friday Night Rivals. We'll continue with the Wendy's halftime report right after this on My 24.
She's a 5-time scholar athlete and senior captain. She's competed at state, earning a top 5 finish. In addition, she's been named to the 2024-25 UDA All-American Dance Team. Congratulations, senior Ashley Pudwell. Kaylee Kunle. Kaylee's been a member of the Pewaukee Dance Team since her freshman year. She's a 7-time scholar athlete. She's competed at state, earning 3 top 5 finishes, and is a 2022 state runner-up in Division II hip-hop. In addition, she's been named to the 2024-25 UDA All-American Dance Team. Congratulations, senior Kaylee Kunle. And once again, congratulations and thank you to all of the Pewaukee Dance Team seniors. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now to recognize our cheer seniors. The Pewaukee cheer team would like to congratulate all the senior athletes who are here tonight. Cheer is celebrating 6 seniors. Throughout the first half of the game, each of the seniors were showcased as a flyer when they did their senior stunt. At this time, we recognize each of them, beginning with Kaylee Lutz. Kaylee's been cheering for 8 years. She spent 4 years cheering for the Pewaukee Youth Football Program and has been a member of the high school team since her freshman year. She spends most of her time basing, but you can catch her backing as well. She's a 4-time scholar athlete and has competed at state in
7-0 Oconomowoc on top of Pewaukee here in the Wendy's halftime report. Let's head downstairs to the United States Army interview, and here's Mike.
So, guys, I'm here with Staff Sergeant Keith Nichols, U.S. Army. I love the couple minutes that we have to talk. His grandfather was in the Army. His father was in the Air Force. Thank you so much for your service. That servant leadership heart that you have, you learned that, I would think, from your dad and your grandfather.
Yes, sir, I did.
Hey, so you were 20 years old and you made the decision to join the Army. You had a lot of options. Why the Army, if I can ask?
I was influenced by my grandfather's service during World War II. He was in the Army Air Corps. My dad joined the Air Force. And in all honesty, I had some friends that joined the Navy, and that wasn't for me, so I decided Army was where I was going to go.
Keith, when you said to me, listen, I was doing a job, but it wasn't a career, and then I knew it was time for me to join the service. At that moment when you're 20 years old, do you get a little nervous, or do you think, man, this is my future and I'm ready to go?
Oh, I knew it was my future, and I was ready to go. I was nervous, absolutely. I mean, nobody wouldn't be, but at the end of the day, the decision to serve overcame, and I went.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your service. I know your grandfather's not with us anymore. Thank your father for your service, and they got to be so proud of you.
Oh, yes, sir, and I'm very proud of them.
Yeah, it's so good to see you. Boys, back to you.
Time now to take a look at great moments from across the country.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Curtis doesn't like what he sees, takes for himself, now towards the left sideline, still on his feet, still up, deep tech, twirls in, and goes over the goal line. Jared Curtis with his 3rd touchdown of the night as Nashville Christian.
NC safe kickoff, and that ball comes loose, and Sanderson recovers.
Throws deep, Blair brings it in. Jadon Blair wrestling to the 15.
Oh, Notre Dame fans, you gotta love seeing that one. Jadon Blair.
Ball in the air, and it's intercepted.
Oh.
Coming down with it is Emilion Johnson, who made the pick and takes it back to the 41-yard line.
Carpenter looks to throw. He will. It's intercepted in the end zone by the Red Devils. And bringing it out, looking for a big return. Here comes St. Clairsville off to the races. All the way back for the score, Gage Wolf.
Now he steps up, wants to go for it all up the right side and pulled down at the 20. Inside the 20 again is Katori Marion.
Earlier this week, Mike had a chance to sit down and talk with Chuck Ruffing, the head basketball coach at Bryant and Stratton College.
Hey guys, thank you. I'm here with Chuck Ruffing. He is the head men's basketball coach here at Bryant and Stratton College. 23-10 year one, back for year two. Congratulations, coach. Hey, you're coming back for year two, feeling pretty good about what you've got coming back?
For sure. We got a really good group of guys that are coming in. We had a lot of success year one, and we're looking to just build on that year two.
Hey, Coach, when you talk to kids at this age at the high school level, all over the state, what do you tell them why they should be coming to become a Bobcat?
Well, first and foremost, we're an extremely competitive program in the junior college scene, so we're going to try to compete nationally this year like we did last year. We had a couple weeks where we were receiving votes, and so we're hoping to crack the top 20 this year. But on top of that, you got an opportunity to get a great education. You're going to be on really good people, professors, administration, you name it, really, really good people that are going to care about you.
Coach, year two is different than year one. I'm sure the template has been set. Good luck in year two, and keep up the good work. Doing a great job here at Bryant and Stratton.
I appreciate it very much, Mike. We're gonna do what we can.
Not bad for a boy from De Pere. Boys, back to you up in the booth.
Mike, thank you, and we thank Bryant and Stratton College, our sponsor of the Red Zone, again this year. 7-0, Oconomowoc on top of Pewaukee. Back with more of our Wendy's halftime report when we return right after this. Okay. Okay.
Who's Carthage got tomorrow?
Back in Pewaukee, 7-0 Oconomowoc here after one half of play as we take a look at our highlight package brought to you by Carthage College. Really, the only scoring of this game occurred midway through the second quarter. It was Oconomowoc, Austin Munzel, and Cole Schwefel connecting.
He dropped this right into the bucket there.
Nice job by Schwefel to get the 1 foot down, but got both feet in on that sideline as we get another angle there. Great pass by Munzel. And for Pewaukee, really their only highlight came here late. The interception.
Yeah, good rush helped set that up.
Braden Seltzer with the only turnover of our ball game, and we get another look. Baseball player playing center field. Able to come away with the pick. Our highlights brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves. Let's head down to Mike.
Speaking of Carthage College, guys, I'm here with Greg, and I always talk about how beautiful this campus is. And so Greg was nice enough to bring this. And I'm telling you, if you've never been on this campus, do yourself a favor and get on the campus, walk around. It's got a great spirit about it. Hey, you guys have had a really good incoming class for this year, correct?
Absolutely, Mike. We have. We had our largest incoming class this year. We topped our class from last year. We're 177 years old, so that's a lot of classes, but things are going really well there.
Hey, can I ask, why do you think that happened?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of things that we probably don't have time to discuss here, but a lot of it is the world-class academics based on experiential learning, a lot of research, which is not just for the sciences, but also this active student life. We've got a really strong, nationally recognized career development program, and of course, 27 NCAA Division III teams too.
Hey, I'm a fan of your coach. I think he's gonna turn around and do great things on campus and with that team.
Absolutely. We are so excited to have Coach Pepino on campus. We're looking forward to the future.
Hey, Greg, thanks for being part of this again. It's always good to see you.
Thanks for having us, Mike. Good to see you as well. Take care.
Boys, back to you.
Greg, thank you so much. Keep my office warm back there in Carthage. 7-0. Oconomowoc on top of Pewaukee. Back with the second half right after this. I would think if Falls wins that game, that would help. We'll head down to the sideline. Mike, what do you have?
So, guys, I love when there are kids in schools that give back, right? Sophomore Emma, there was 3 managers, 1 transferred, 1 that decided they want to do it again. She said, no worries, I've got this. Emma, thanks for all the work that you do as a manager. Tell me some of the things you do behind the scenes.
Well, when the jerseys come back from being washed on Tuesdays, I take them out of like the cardboard boxes and I put them away into all different bins just to organize them by team, size, color, and more. And I set up the fields for practices and games as everything out here is. But Yeah, there's a lot more, obviously, but that's just kind of some of the baseline stuff that we do.
Hey, guys, when I talked to Emma before, she said, you know, it's a lot more than just getting water for these guys. And I said, you're going to continue to do it? And she said, I am. I said, hey, can I have that done on my face? And she said, I don't think it would look very good. Boys, back to you.
You want to touch that one?
No, but there's a young lady that's probably going to run her own business someday. Very organized, hardworking.
Oconomowoc won the toss, deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second half, leading 7-0. Not much in the way of numbers here tonight so far, as they've held Pewaukee to just 14 yards rushing and only 22 yards passing. So our Liuna Local 113 kickoff. And a penalty marker on the kickoff.
And offside. Guys come out at halftime geeked up, want to perform well.
Before the kick, encroachment, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, will re-kick it.
So they'll move the ball back to the 35 for the kick. Everett Eliason, the senior. Good year, 12 of 14 on the extra points this year.
Now the question is, can the Pewaukee defense continue to hold up? And can they somehow find a way to put together an offensive drive?
Oppold and Schwefel are the deep men here for Oconomowoc.
No doubt, offensive coordinator Jason Fiacco for Oconomowoc has talked about, okay, we know what we're capable of doing. We've got to start to produce.
On the return, Schwefel. Penalty marker down. Actually, that was Myrick on the return.
Andrew Myrick on the return.
Brady Sandvik there on the stop, but let's check out the penalty flag.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 28 of the kicking team. Added on to the end of the run. First on Oconomowoc.
So 2 penalties on special teams tonight as we get a look at the return here by Andrew Myrick. Right there is the face mask. You're not going to get that past Jerry Wood over there on that sideline. He had that read beautifully. Flag was out of the pocket before he saw it right away. Great guy, Jerry. Side judge. Serapin with the carry.
Well, Serapin continuing that 5-yard average throughout the first half and his first carry this half.
Brought down by Drew Doberstein. Doberstein, one of those 6 players that going both ways tonight. That's where we're going to see tonight. Can that hold up? Got the one takeaway. That was one of the keys tonight, win that turnover battle. Munzel will toss it out. Cronenberg short of the first down. Seltzer right there, his 5th tackle tonight.
Well, we saw Mike Lecker working his defense in practice the other night when we visited, to the point where head coach Justin Frisky said, am I going to get a chance to show my offense what we're going to do? But Mike very much detailed, and you can see, how well those guys have been performing.
Yeah, he walked them through pretty much all of the plays that they were going to see, where he wanted his players lined up. Serapin on the delay has a hole up the middle. Serapin inside the 35-yard line. Braden Seltzer there again.
Yeah, Serapin, not only that burst of speed, but good lateral movement as he makes his cuts.
21-yard pickup for the junior running back. Fresh set of downs here for Oconomowoc. From the 32, Cronenberg in motion. Serapin picking his way around the left side. Inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Gain of 5 once again. Chase Lewis there on the stop. And again, you're running behind some big kids. Mason Walter, 6'1", 270. William Hodgins, 6 foot 280 on that left side. Closed captioning tonight brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. A bunch, 3 receivers to that far side here. Serapin again gets the call, trying to work his way up the middle. Forward progress stopped just shy of the first down.
Well, Jason Fiacco, probably said at halftime, we're going to run a little bit more. We do it. And at that time, you could see Emmett Bork, the tight end, crash that line down, pull the backside guard and tackle the kick out, and then you give it to Alex Serapin and just grind the yardage out.
Again, Bork, 6'6", 245, has a scholarship going to Michigan State.
3rd and 2.
From the 24, 3rd down and 2. Again, it's Serapin. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20, just shy of the 15-yard line. Dorton and Service able to take him to the turf, but it's another first down for Oconomowoc in the Bryant and Stratton College red zone.
You can see the surge that offensive line for Oconomowoc is getting off that snap.
Well, Justin Frisky was worried about that inside zone. Kind of hurt them at times this year, trying to hold the blocks. As once again a nice run by Serapin, but a penalty marker down. Back at the 15-yard line. May negate this run. Let's see.
Holding, offense number 8. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Emmett Bork, we were just talking about, guilty of the hold, will move the football back to the 24-yard line. Make it a 1st and 19 as they step it off from that spot of the foul. Serapin again going right side, inside the 20, cuts back at the 15, down to the 11-yard line. Nice run by Serapin. Katie was there along with Service.
2nd down.
Nice run.
Now coming into this game,
look at that.
Alex had rushed for 740 yards on the season at 10 touchdowns.
Good thing he had that Velcro stitched into his side there to catch the laces of that football. Forward progress to the 10 makes it 2nd and 5. Boy, we've seen that number all night. Schwefel split to the left side in single coverage. See if they go back that way again. Nope. They'll run it. Neverman.
Drew Neverman on the carry.
His 2nd carry tonight takes it inside the 5. Close to a first down. Once again, Service. 12 tackles tonight with a sack.
You can see why he earned those Player of the Year award last year on defense in the Parkland Conference. Tackling machine.
3rd and inches. Ball at the 8-yard line. Excuse me, make it the 6-yard line. Need to get it across the 5 for the first down. Serapin left side. Going to be close. Brady Pearson there on the stop. They'll get the first down. This opening drive taking off half of the time here in this 3rd quarter.
Well, Coach Logie's just so proud of this team. They've been on the edge. You know, he said that their record over the past few years isn't indicative of just how well they've been playing. They just, getting over that hump in the Classic 8 is tough. And this year, they've got everything clicking.
1st and goal from the 5. Serapin wrapped up in the backfield. Nice job. Service, 13th tackle tonight. It's been kind of the spy, I guess you could say, in that linebacking, watching wherever Serapin's going. Service has been right there.
Right.
Loss of 1, 2nd and goal from the 6.
2nd and goal.
And Schwefel split to the left side. Cashton Allen here to the right side. Munzel dumps it out, completes the pass. Cronenberg in for the touchdown.
Munzel's pass complete to Cronenberg.
2nd touchdown pass thrown by Munzel tonight. Andrew Cronenberg with the reception. His 4th touchdown grab of the year.
Well, Oconowoc's got a trio of receivers with Cronenberg, Schwefel, as well as Cashton Allen, all with about 25 catches apiece. Then you throw in Emmett Bork at the tight end. That's quite a receiving core.
Taylor for the extra point. 14-0. 4:55 remaining here in the 3rd. We'll step out. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys.
Presenting sponsor, Milwaukee Window Guys. When you want the best windows and doors at the best price, just go to MilwaukeeWindowGuys.com. Thank you to all of our partners who make Friday Night Rivals football possible. The United States Armed Forces, Army, Marines, and Coast Guard, Menards, Carthage College, Best Electric Service, Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades.
Consider your Saturday night plans pinned. Step into the squared circle for 3 full hours of breathtaking action and adrenaline with WOW, Women of Wrestling, and OVW Rise. That's Saturdays starting at 9 here on My 24. 14-0 Oconomowoc now with a 2-score lead over Pewaukee. Taylor to kick it off. Our Lyona Local 113 kickoff. He's put a couple into the end zone tonight. This one to the goal line. Out across the 20.
Jackson Taylor's kickoff fielded by Caleb Cady.
Caden with the return out to the 20-yard line. Mike, what do you have?
So, guys, I'm here with Tom Coyne, Painters District 7. Hey, Tom, let's talk a little bit about when you talk to kids that are in high school, how important it is for them to get in the trades and maybe be a painter.
Well, I think not every kid is made for college, you know, and I think they should think about it. You know, there's no that when you go into the trades, you start making money right away. Wisconsin is one of the only states that pays the apprentices when they go to school here. So you go to work 4 days, and then the 5th day you go to school and you get paid for 5 days.
Tom, what is your wife's name?
Lori.
He was just on the phone with Lori. He said, honey, I love you. I got to go. Good job, Tom. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Nice run by Sherrington of 8 yards, their biggest gain tonight.
Right.
Brought down by Tatum Blaine.
See if they can build off that.
They've had some of that success. It's just not able to sustain drives, and that's a credit to the Oconomowoc defense tonight. Doberstein will keep it himself. He'll have the first down. Brought down by Malachi Spencer. There's your scoring summary. Brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves. 10 play, 55-yard.
Well, Pewaukee hasn't been shut out this season, despite finding themselves in an extremely tough league defensively.
They get the first down here, so let's see what they try and open things up here just a little bit.
Looks like Tucker Thieneman, the left tackle's got a little something wrong. He's been moving stiffly.
Sherrington nowhere to go. Wrapped up almost immediately that time by Marcus Dudek. Be a loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Well, Sal Logie's got to be pleased with how his defense swarms to the ball. I mean, you look, there's 5 guys around that ball carrier.
They have won that side of the line of scrimmage tonight. From the 34, 2nd and 12. Doberstein trying to find some room here to the near side. Coming back for the football and making the catch at the 41-yard line. That was Mason Strussel. Helped his quarterback out that time, coming back to the football. Caden Oppold, the defender there. At least saves that into a manageable down now, 3rd and 5. That 7-yard pickup.
And Strussel, another one of those two-way players.
Third and 5.
From the 41. 3rd and 5, Pirates. Service in motion. They'll run the reverse, back the other way. Big hole up the near side across midfield. Service coming back across the formation. He went in motion to the right, circled back left on the jet, and Oppold finally got to him, but not before he enters Oconomowoc territory.
Well, there's one of those plays opening it up you were talking about before. And actually, that was something that Sal Logie was worried about. What kind of wrinkles?
Sherrington for a gain of 5 down to the 35-yard line. And we've got a late penalty marker down. Well, the helmet came off of the lineman, Tucker Thieneman. Well, while they discuss this, you can listen to Mike McGivern and Ryan McMillan tomorrow morning starting at 9 for the Varsity Blitz High School Sports Show presented by your local Pick and Save stores. They'll be joined in studio by Anton Graham and a few seniors from the Racine Case football program. Second hour, they'll break down some of the playoff brackets for you. That's tomorrow morning starting at 9 on the Big 920 AM.
It was over. Personal foul, number 9 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Tony Milas guilty of the personal foul.
First down, Pewaukee.
That'll move the football down to the Pewaukee or to the Oconomowoc 20-yard line.
Let's see if this will ignite Pewaukee Pirate offense.
Well, it was that service run of 20 yards that helped get this drive going. Doberstein scrambling to his left, trying to circle right and tripped over his own feet. Trying to make a play.
Down near the 32.
Be a loss of 12 on the play, brings up 2nd and 22.
I think Coach Frisky encouraging Doberstein, take the shot. Go ahead, throw it down.
Stay tuned later in the game for our Protect, Defend, Save play of the game, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. 2nd and 22 from the 32. 3-man front. Direct snap, Sherrington inside the 30.
Sherrington on the carry.
Tony Milas
Anthony
with,
Malas made
with the tackle.
It's third down.
Gain of 5 sets up 3rd and 17, under a minute to go here in the third. No doubt 4-down territory here for the Pewaukee offense.
3rd and 17.
They go trips to the right side. And 3rd and long. Come back near side. Chase Lewis to the 25-yard line, stays in bounds, so this will take us to the end of the quarter. Caden Oppold with the stop, and a little extra time here for Justin Frisky to think about what he might do here on 4th down, as this will take us to the end of the third quarter. 14-0, Oconomowoc on top of Pewaukee. Back with the 4th right after this. You're watching Friday Night Rivals on My 24.
That number again, 959-722-90. If you have that ticket, bring it to the press box and collect your prize.
The CW is your new home for thrilling sports action. From the links to the gridiron and from the racetrack to the basketball court, CW Sports has you covered. Huddle up with an all-new season of scoops and insights with host Ryan Clark, Coach Bill Belichick, and the panel of Inside the NFL on its new night Wednesdays at 8 p.m. And get ready for another action-packed CW Sports Saturday. Hawaii looks to hang 10 with Washington State at 11. Then rubber meets road in pursuit of finish line glory when NASCAR Xfinity starts its engines for the next round of the playoffs, live from Las Vegas Speedway at 6 p.m. Finally, UNLV collides with Oregon State under the lights for football after dark at 9 p.m. It's all on Milwaukee's CW18. Follow CW18 Milwaukee on Facebook and Twitter for all of the latest.
Fourth quarter from Pewaukee High School. Pirates trailing Oconomowoc here by a score of 14-0, facing a 4th and 15 from the 25-yard line.
Congratulations to Steve Spooner.
Looks like Oconomowoc will drop 7 here and rush 4. 3 receivers here to the near side for Pewaukee. Doberstein on the roll. Doberstein being chased, loses the football, and it's recovered by Oconomowoc. Tony Milas with the strip sack and the recovery. And Oconomowoc turns away Pewaukee on 4th down. It's 3 sacks on the night now for Milas.
Yeah, Doberstein's been under pressure all night.
Oconomowoc will take over at the 32-yard line. Each team with a turnover tonight. On the run, Serapin.
Alex Serapin on the carry.
Again, pick up a 4, maybe 5 on the play. Brody Dorton there on the stop.
Ben Castro made the tackle. Second down.
Well, Pewaukee has to look to force a turnover here. You know, punch that ball out, do something to get themselves in scoring position.
Single receivers either side. Cashton Allen near side. Cole Schwiffel to the far side. They'll give it to Serapin. He just ducks his head, goes forward, short of the 40-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play, sets up a 3rd and 3 for the Raccoons.
Third down.
And they'll split Allen near side, Schwefel to the far side. They'll add Cronenberg as a slot to the right side. Serapin circles back, has a hole to midfield and into Pewaukee territory. Katie finally got him down. A gain of 13 and another first down for Oconomowoc.
As he runs laterally, plants that foot and just steps on it and goes right upfield. One of those backs we hadn't heard a lot about, and certainly has accounted for himself well this evening, along with some excellent blocking.
Approaching that 100-yard mark on the night. Serapin gets the call again. Fights forward over that right side for a gain of 4.
Service made the tackle. Second down.
Brought down by Jackson Service. He's been busy tonight, 15 tackles tonight. He's now over 100 yards, 143 on the night. He'll get a breather here. Neverman in now. As Cronenberg will line up in a slot near side with Schwefel. Neverman trying to get to the edge. Good coverage that time by the Pewaukee defense. Pirates were ready for it. Brady Pearson along with Braden Seltzer able to take Neverman down.
You know, both teams have shown you a lot to admire. You look at Oconomowoc's overall skill, their excellent line play, running, and then the grit of Pewaukee. I think, you know, both coaches can look at what their teams are doing and they can say, all right, these kids are really competing hard.
Another big third down here, 3rd and 7 from the Pirate 46-yard line. Schwefel in motion. Munzel under pressure. Down he goes back at the 46-yard line. Ben Castro.
Ben, only a junior, was honorable mention all-conference performer a year ago. Stayed after it. Hit the tackle.
Got around Hodgins that time, the left guard. 6'4", 282. They come up with the stop.
Two-way player, and you can see how tired Ben is as he comes to that sideline.
Taylor to punt.
Jackson Taylor set up the punt. Brayton Seltzer is
Seltzer deep. Gets it away. Seltzer from the 16. Got the first man to miss across the 25 and out of bounds near the 27-yard line. Return of 11 yards. 7.5 minutes to go. It's go time for Pewaukee here. So we head downstairs to Mike.
Hey guys, I'm here with Kerry Brasher. He's an Alabama boy, U.S. Marine Corps. I said, War Eagle or Roll Tide? He looked at me like he was going to punch me, Roll Tide. He said, hey, you were 18 years old when you made the decision to join the U.S. Marine Corps. Can we talk about that decision, how good of that decision was for you?
Yes, sir. It was the best decision that I ever made in my life. I really didn't have anything going on right out of high school. And I knew that I just needed to do something, and the Marine Corps was the way for me.
Hey, and when I asked you how long you're going to stay in, what'd you tell me?
I'm going to stay in until I retire, sir.
Man, thank you so much for your service. A lot of family members in Alabama are very proud of you, young man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, they are.
Excellent. Thank you. Back to you, boys.
Coming up following our game, we'll have the United States Marine Corps Player of the Game presentation.
Parker Schreindel made the tackle.
Pirates running it here on first down. Gain of 2. Time the enemy right now. You're down 2 scores. You gotta. It's go time.
the offensive line for Pewaukee hasn't been able to solve that rush that gets put on them by those very agile and nimble defensive linemen for Oconomowoc.
Service in motion now. Oberstein able to elude the rush, gets it out to Service, but just a short gain across the 30-yard line. Gain of 1 will bring up 3rd and 7.
Well, if they're short, they're almost forced to go for it on 4th down with only 6:42 left.
Number 78, 10 yards from the previous spot.
Dieneman with the hold on that play, so that negates the short gain, brings up 2nd and long for the Pirates. Make it 2nd and 20.
Yeah, most of the evening, Pewaukee's found themselves behind the chains, and it's really made their task even more difficult.
Second and 18 from the 20.
Again, Service in motion. Oberstein this time has time, delivers the ball. Nice catch out across the 34-yard line. Drew Doberstein, his cousin, able to make the reception. Caden Oppold on the stop.
I don't know if they would say that was the for whom the pass was intended.
It's 3rd down.
Nice concentration there by Drew.
Makes this a 3rd and 3 now for the Pirates.
3rd and 3.
Doberstein will keep it and did not get there.
Owen Doberstein on the keeper.
Just a yard shy. Milas leading the charge. Bring up 4th and 1, and
but Doberstein has to come out of the game because his
helmet came off. You're right. It's mandatory.
It's 4th down.
Pewaukee's going to take this as far as they can. We'll take the timeout. We'll take our break as well. 14-0 Oconomowoc midway through the 4th quarter here in this Classic 8 battle in Pewaukee. You're watching the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys.
24 Sports is proud to be Milwaukee's resume this November with finals coverage of football, volleyball, and men's soccer, part of 8 state tournaments featured locally on My Place for Champions, My24. Thank you, fans, for being part of tonight's event and broadcast experience. You can relive tonight's game as it will soon be available in its entirety on demand on the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals football section of My24Milwaukee.com. Tonight's game will also be rebroadcast Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Tomorrow, don't miss a special sports-filled Saturday with the WIAA Football Playoff Reveal Show live at 10 a.m. Then, Arkansas Pine Bluff battles Grambling State in the HBCU Go Game of the Week at 2 p.m. Finally, your Milwaukee Admirals rumble with the Rockford Ice Hogs in the home opener at 6 p.m. All on My24. Thank you to all of My24 Sports' fine sponsor partners who made
The chase for championships has begun as the NASCAR Xfinity Series starts its engines on its new home, the CW. Hit the track as the adrenaline-fueled playoffs feel the need for speed during CW Sports Saturdays on CW 18.
Well, with Doberstein being forced out of the game because his helmet was off, they almost have to go with the direct snap, wildcat-type formation.
Well, they're going to go for the tush-push. Direct snap. They'll get the first down. Jackson Service will take that wildcat snap. keep the drive going. Caden Oppold with the tackle.
A little bit ago we mentioned the grit of a Pewaukee team, and you're certainly seeing that demonstrated.
Doberstein being chased out of the pocket. Has to get rid of it. Over the middle. Catch is made. Mason Strussel with the catch. Down to the 35-yard line. Marshall Wallace was there.
That's the second nice grab we've seen Drew make this half.
Run it. Sherrington, maybe a yard down to the 30-yard line. Once again, Tony Milas was there. 7 tackles tonight, a fumble recovery, and 3 sacks. And we got an injured player down for Pewaukee. So time has been called here. Let's take a look at tonight's Milwaukee Admirals hit of the game. Pass play to Schwefel, wrapped up immediately by Caleb Cady, delivering our hit of the game, brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. And a reminder, Admirals on My 24 tomorrow night. Home opener. They're in Rockford tonight. They will host the Ice Hogs tomorrow. That's a very good Rockford team, by the way. That is stacked with some great players for the Blackhawks.
That's the center. Brett Wynant seems to be injured right now. Lower leg injury, it looks like.
You hate to see that. Not putting any weight on that leg is Justin Frisky, the head coach, helping him over to the sideline. So who are we going to go with at center here? Looks like Tyler Gyro will come in now, the junior reserve lineman. He will snap the ball back to Doberstein. They'll run the double reverse. And they'll pass out of it and throw it away incomplete. The double reverse that time. Logan Peterson throwing the ball downfield, but nobody in the vicinity. Peterson, also a sophomore, listed as a quarterback wide receiver. 3rd and 5. Again, look for Strussel. Royce Burr, as Strussel comes in motion. Actually, it's going to be Owen Doberstein with the keep. Doberstein moving it forward, gets the first down.
Owen Doberstein on the carry.
Penalty marker, however, back at the 28-yard line. Holding call upcoming here against Pewaukee.
Holding, offense number 52. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat 3rd down.
Landon Whittick in there. Guilty of the hold, takes away the first down, now sets up 3rd and 13. 5 minutes to go here in the ball game, down 2 scores.
Pewaukee's had about 3 or 4 inopportune penalties here that have really stymied some of their offensive potential.
3rd and 13. From the 38.
Owen Doberstein trying to dial something up here. Again, flushed out of the pocket, dumps it out to Sherrington. Sherrington nowhere to go. 5 white jerseys over to the near sideline. Marshall Wallace there to make the stop.
It's 4th down.
Well, the penetration that Oconomowoc's defensive line gets has just really bottled up Doberstein and hasn't let him get himself set to throw many passes.
Ball game riding on this play right here. Again, I think the Pirates might take this down and take a second time out here.
Fourth and 15.
4th and 15 from the 40. Oconomowoc will take the timeout. Sal Logie wants to be sure on defense here. Well, stay tuned. Following our game tonight, we'll have the presentation of the Champions Trophy brought to you by Marquette University. Be the difference. Mike, what do you have?
So guys on the sidelines here, they're checking the left knee of number 56 who they helped come off, and I'm fairly certain he's done for the game. Struggling with some pain in that left knee, moving it all around, and does not look good as far as him getting back in the game. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. That's Brett Wynant, the junior center, being tended to on the sideline. Well, got to dig deep into the playbook here. You need 15 yards to keep this drive alive, and any hope of winning this game tonight for Pewaukee rides on this play.
Selling 2 for the price of 1. 2 for the price of 1 on hot food at the concession stand.
Here we go, 4th and 15. Doberstein again under pressure, gets it away. Ball's knocked away, incomplete.
Doberstein's pass is incomplete.
Looking for Chase Lewis, broken up by Caden Oppold. And Oconomowoc will take over with 3:39 to play. Good job by Marcus Dudek putting the pressure on, and Oppold able to break it up. Keep it on the ground. Serapin able to keep it going here. Brody Dorton there on the stop. Serapin now approaching 150 on the ground tonight.
You know, as we think about players of the game, obviously Serapin comes to mind, but by the same token, you're wondering about that defensive line for Oconomowoc, the amount of pressure that they've put on and how they've controlled the line of scrimmage. They'll have to put that into the computer and see what gets spit out.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Serapin again cuts back, gets the first down across midfield.
Serapin with the carry.
Tell you what, though, you look back at this season for Pewaukee, they've accounted themselves well as a Classic 8 opponent.
Oh, yeah. All the coaches we've talked to, and we, you know, as we've, you know, visited some different schools, have commented on what, you know, a tough, gritty, that's about the 4th time I've used that word, but I don't think there's a better adjective to describe how Pewaukee plays. It is a shame that they're not going to get a chance to get into the playoffs and get matched up with people of their relative size.
And again, playing through this gauntlet of a schedule. Play fake, they're going to throw it, swing it out, complete the pass, Schwefel, touchdown, Oconomowoc. Not so sure I would have dialed that one up here late, but Schwefel with his second touchdown reception tonight.
Excellent fake. Ran that little slant. Rode that ball, really pulled it out.
Got past the defender, Strussel, and into the end zone. A lot closer than the score would indicate here tonight. Taylor for the extra point is up and good.
Well, Oconomowoc guaranteed at least a share of the title,
right,
dependent upon the other finals tonight.
Mukwanago in that battle with Marquette, and Muskego playing Kettle Moraine tonight.
And Arrowhead.
And Marquette has come back to take a 42-35 lead over Mukwanago in the fourth quarter. Here's your scoring summary brought to you by Carthage College. 60-yard drive in 3 plays, capped off with Schwefel's second touchdown grab of the evening. Oconomowoc's going to be a tough out in the playoffs. We talked about Racine Case, who we saw earlier. That's going to be another difficult team to try and defend.
We know how good Mukwanago is.
Yes, Mukwanago's good.
Marquette.
We've seen Marquette. Smaller division, Slinger. We saw Slinger early in the season. They're pounding Cedarburg tonight.
I think it was 28-0 last time we checked.
Grafton we've seen tonight. Our Laguna Local 113 kickoff from the goal line. Coming out with it is Katie, just short of the 30-yard line. Ronan Daly on special teams.
First down, Pewaukee.
It's going to come down to the tiebreakers here for Pewaukee, and from what we're reading and seeing on the WisSportsNet.net site, Travis Wilson does a great job with that. I'll tell you.
I don't know how he works his way through all those criteria.
But it comes down to the fact that Pewaukee beat Menominee Falls, but Menominee Falls lost to West Alice Hale, which takes that strength of schedule down a notch. And
somebody said it was a point, a single
1 point. Yep. Drew Doberstein in motion. Owen Doberstein throws it over the middle, completes the pass.
Doberstein's pass complete.
Royce Burr.
First down, Pewaukee.
Brought down by Sebastian. Is that Briggs? Sebastian Briggs, it is. And Owen Doberstein throws it out, completes the pass to Service, keeps it inbounds, brought down by Marcus Dudek. Gain of 5, minute and a half to go. Doberstein scrambling as he has all night. Just before the boundary, got it away, broken up, incomplete, intended for Burr. Marshall Wallace. Marshall in there again.
Just have not seen Pewaukee receivers running free in that defensive backfield. Combine that with the pressure that the defensive front puts on, makes for a very formidable defense.
3rd and 5 from the 47. We had Grafton on earlier this year. They're going to be a tough out at that Division III level. Wisco. Greendale. Doberstein will get the first down as he keeps it inside the 40. Brought down by Tatum Blaine.
Pewaukee trying to keep that streak alive of not having been shut out this season by anybody.
Catholic Memorial, who we saw against Franklin earlier this year. Franklin going to be a tough out as well. Lewis Brown has another outstanding team. Owen Doberstein goes down, sacked on the play, brought down by Parker Schreindel.
Doberstein brought down for a loss.
Final snap coming up here.
It's second down.
Low snap. Doberstein picks it up. Completes the pass in traffic. Mason Strussel. Sebastian Briggs, Sebi bringing him down, along with Tatum Blaine. A quick timeout taken here by Pewaukee with 2 seconds left. Interesting. Oconomowoc fans across the way.
Yes. Going to move to 8-1 overall.
No worse than a share of the conference title.
Pewaukee will fall to 4-5. They'd won 3 in a row coming into tonight's game.
They finished 3-4 in conference, and again, there will be some teams at 3-4 that will make the tournament, but this one in doubt.
3rd and 1.
Looking for the corner. It is. Fight for it there. We've got an incomplete pass, and the game is over. Oconomowoc shutting out Pewaukee here tonight by a score of 21-0. Stay tuned for our post-game report. We'll have our United States Marine Player of the Game, as well as the Champions Trophy presentation brought to you by Marquette University. The Raccoons over the Pirates, 21-0. On the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Milwaukee Window Guys.
Nothing to do with it.
21-0 Oconomowoc over Pewaukee tonight to go to 8-1 on the season. The Pewaukee falls to 4-5, and part of the issue tonight was that defensive line. They just were shredding the offensive line, getting into the backfield quite often.
Outstanding. It thwarted everything that Pewaukee wanted to do.
Well, standing by is Mike McGivern with our United States Marine Corps player or players of the game presentation.
Hey, guys, I don't think we've ever done this for as long as I've been on the sidelines, and that's been a long time. But our U.S. Marine players of the game is the defensive line for Oconomowoc. And the way they just took control of that game. And I decided I need to talk to one kid. I figured I'd talk to 9. I already yelled at him for getting a flag for pushing on a kid's helmet. Man, awfully good game. Hey, you got to feel really good about how this defensive line played tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we couldn't have done it without our DBs. I mean, it's coverage sack at the end of the day. I mean, he's sitting back there. That's how I get to him. It's because our DBs. So.
Hey, you got it. So you got to love when we talk to a defensive lineman and immediately he thanks the DBs, thanks the linebackers. He should thank his nana and papa. I went to high school with his nana and his papa. But I'm telling you, you got to love just the way a U.S. Marine would do it, right? Thank everybody else.
Yes, sir. It's all about teamwork. It's the same whenever I played football back in high school. It's all about teamwork, and that's why I went to the Marine Corps, so I could surround myself with like-minded individuals.
Roll Tide?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you feel you had a.
All right, Mike, thank you. Our United States Marine players of the game tonight. At defensive line, Tony Milas, Malachi Spencer, Tyson Jacks. They were all in the backfield at various times tonight and just stymied the Pirate offense.
No, it was a total team effort, but that defensive line put so much pressure on Doberstein.
Really had nowhere to go with it. Tony Milas with 3 sacks tonight himself and a couple tackles, 4 losses. Again, our United States Marine Corps players of the game, the Oconomowoc defensive line. We're just about set for the Champions Trophy presentation brought to you by Marquette University. Be the difference. Once again, here's Mike.
So, guys, I talked to Coach Logie a couple times this week, and he said, look, I like our team. I love the way we swarm to the ball defensively, how they play for each other. He said, offensively, I think we're pretty good. And Coach, I got to admit, man, defensively, this team really swarmed to the ball. I was very impressed with that side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a lot of team defense, and we get a lot of hats to the ball. That's what we preach all week, and we were able to accomplish that tonight. So.
Yeah, and I thought offensively you guys warmed down, and I just think offensively you guys made the plays you needed to make. You kept moving the chains, taking some time off, and was very impressed with that offensive line and how they played today.
Absolutely. I thought we did a good job of mixing it up, both run and pass, and I think as the game went on, we were able to wear them down, wear them out in the second half.
Coach, you had told me, you said, look, we are senior-led, but we don't just play seniors. But, you know, we have a chance. And I apologize to you in our pregame because I didn't see this coming. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Boys, back to you.
Co-champions of the Classic 8 Conference, the 8-1 Oconomowoc Raccoons, 21-0 over the Pewaukee Pirates here tonight. Stay tuned. We'll have our Milwaukee Admirals hit of the game and a final word from Pewaukee High School. 21-0 Oconomowoc over Pewaukee on My 24.
While we hope to play as long as we possibly can, nothing can be taken for granted, and this, in all likelihood, is the last time these young men will play in front of our home crowd at Firestein Field. We congratulate them, we thank them for their years of commitment and dedication, and now we honor them as they take part in a Pewaukee football tradition, their final walk down Firestein Field.
one of the traditions here at Pewaukee, the seniors taking their final walk across the football field to Kenny Chesney's Boys of Fall.
You know, Coach Justin Frisky said, this group deserved a better end than how this turned out. But I think as they look back at what they've done, they can take a lot of pride in how tough they were throughout the season, how they supported one another, and earned the respect of their coaches, but I think more importantly, the respect of their opponents.
Yeah, that was a common theme talking to some of the other coaches and some of the other Classic 8 games that we did this year. 3-4 in this league for a first-timer for Pewaukee. Got to be proud of that.
As we mentioned earlier, when the other schools are double your size, that puts a burden on you and it takes its toll.
Let's take a look at tonight's Protect, Defend, Save play of the game, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. They came up on the final drive here. Owen Doberstein trying to get that one downfield, broken up. Caden Oppel knocking that away along with Marcus Dudek. That is our Protect, Defend, Save play of the game, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. Oconomowoc heading to the playoffs. Had 13 teams this year on My 24 on the Friday Night Rivals that made the tournament.
Right, we've been fortunate to get a chance to see so many outstanding teams.
Again, a big thank you this season to all of the sponsors who brought you Friday Night Rivals each and every week. Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Window Guys, Best Electric Service, Bryant and Stratton College, Carthage College, Liuna Local 113, Marquette University, Menards, Milwaukee Admirals, Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council, Russ Darrow Automotive Group, Steamfitters Local 601, the United States Army, United States Coast Guard, U.S. Marines, and Wendy's. Don't forget, tonight's game will replay on My 24 Sunday afternoon at 3. Tune in tomorrow morning for the selection show, the WIA selection show. Break down all the brackets right here on My 24. Then join us tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Admirals Hockey, Milwaukee Admirals taking on the Rockford Ice Hogs. We appreciate everyone who tuned in to Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Milwaukee Window Guys this season. For Mike McGivern, Terry Kelly, our spotter, Sean Raffaelli, Andy Spitzer, our fine statistician, I'm John Weiser. Thanks for tuning in this season to Friday Night Rivals. We'll see you again next year right here on My 24.